Now, welcome to this episode of Colorado Films, the podcast. Today, I am joined with Hunter Burns, Chair of Marketing and Film Festivals Committees. Hunter Burns is a filmmaker who also has experience in the fields of social media and hospital administration. Hunter graduated from the Colorado Film School and is currently pursuing his MBA at Metropolitan State University. He is passionate about the potential of Castle Rock's growing art scene and the love the people have here for the artists community. In 2023, Hunter helped establish the Castle Rock Film Festival and is proud to be on the CRAA board. Hunter, thank you for coming on. How are you, sir?
Thank you, Corey. I'm so excited to be here.
Nice. So can you tell us about your journey into filmmaking and what led you to attend the Colorado Film School?
Well, I think my journey with filmmaking began because my parents were always watching movies. And we had this house it was like a ranch style, but with a basement. And you could sneak into my parents' living room from my bedroom. And they were always watching movies in the middle of the night so loudly that I could hear them from my room. And that I'd be so interested, I'd always crack open the door and sneak down the hallway and hide behind the couch that faced the TV while my parents weren't looking to see the movies that they were watching. And that always gave me like this idea that movies were kind of secretive and fun, and they had lots of things that you weren't supposed to see right off the bat when I was very young. And that backfired immediately when my parents left a VHS copy of Psycho in the in the VHS player, which for your younger viewers, that's something that's going to come back in vogue in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Don't worry. But anyway, I popped that in after my parents went to sleep, and it was just at that scene when the skeleton turns around and Anthony Perkins jumps out in drag, and has a knife and he's screaming and he's ready to plunge it into the lead actress. And it was just so exciting to me that I peed my pants. And from then I was the way I was.
Okay. Hey, that's a scary moment if that happens. So now where you're at, how is your experience pursuing your MBA at Metro, and how has that affected the approach you take now to the film festival and to Filmhound?
Well, first and foremost, filmmaking is a business. So I really look at this as a way to elevate Colorado filmmaking, which I see as the next pioneer space for film. It's proven already that we are the new home for Sundance for a reason, right? We have a base of people who are really excited about movies. We've had a groundswell of independent, like grassroots film festivals built over the last 15 years. There's been lots of like major cities who have invested in film, and this is a place people want to be. We're a place that people want to be. It doesn't matter if you're Quentin Tarantino or if you're Robert Redford. You chose Colorado as your home for a reason, because you wanted to make movies here for one reason or another. And that's what I've done for my whole life.
Yeah. Nice. And so you've worked in social media and hospital administration. How do those fields, it's not a field. My sister's a nurse, so, working in the hospitals, very tough work, and thank you very much for doing that. How do those shape your approach to marketing and the organization of the festival?
Well, I see this as a real task to take what we do as serious work. I in particular, my goal is to make sure that our festival is the best in the region. I want it to be better than anybody else's. I want to have the best programming. I want to have the best, like from the moment you walk in to the moment you leave. I want it to be just Disney World moments of how fantastic you think everything is. You want it to be a cut above from the drinks you sip to the bathroom you use. So that's the same approach that any hospital would think. Like, if you're in trouble, where do you want to be? And you want the experience to feel like every second has been thought of for you. And that's kind of the approach I've done in my career, working in ERs as well like in my film business, that's the approach I take with clients. So in everything I do, I wanted to think about 10 steps ahead and see what we need to do to make that work. For the film festival, that's why I've partnered with the Castle Rock Artist Alliance, and why
Okay.
every dollar that goes to the film festival is actually not for next year's festival or to line my pockets. It's for the Veterans and First Responders Art Therapy program that the Artist Alliance promotes. So it's really meant to make a 501c3's programs highlighted and give them a chance to like really expand their programming with the money we raise.
Yeah. And that's, very commendable. And with that, why Colorado Springs? Are you from there, or did you just decide?
It isn't Castle Rock.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Castle Rock. I'm
Yeah.
from Louisville, so everything's Boulder. Sorry.
Fair enough. That's okay. Why did I choose Castle Rock? That's a great question. There are some strategic deficiencies for
It's
choosing
Castle Rock.
Castle Rock. It's Castle Rock. First off, everyone thinks it's much farther away than it is.
Yeah.
That's the problem I've noticed. Secondly, people think that we're very hoity-toity, which is that's a
Really?
issue we've tried to resolve in the last couple of years. And also, it's not known as an art community. Even though there's more than 110 artists in our Artist Alliance who all live locally in Castle Rock, there's no independent theater. We have to essentially build a boutique theater for the film festival every year, and that's a proclivity. That's something that we is peculiar to us. However, it's something that gives us the advantage of shaping it how we want to be. So that's one of the cool parts of the festival. Why did we choose Castle Rock? I live here.
Okay.
I live here. And then I've been trying to do like little artists, like nights of film for years. So years ago, I did this thing called the Night of Terror to release one of my movies on Halloween, and we did it in a church parking lot, and it was freezing because it was October, and then the Artist Alliance, it's an experience. But the Artist Alliance heard what I was doing, and they thought, well, that we could make this better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. So they figured out a way to make that better for us, as well as like we figured out, we could realistically make a film festival. We started our first one 4 years ago, and it was a smash hit. We sold out every single ticket. We showed 40 films, and we were just shocked by the response in the community and how excited they were to have this.
Yeah. And what was the biggest challenge in those early days? I mean, if you've already sold them all out in the first one, was there a challenge, or was it just such a fertile ground that it was like, yes, green lights all the way? Because
well, there's always challenges, especially if you're expanding. So sponsorships has been a major issue, just because we're so new that people don't understand what value they'll receive from us, and if they think all the money is going to go to another program, why even bother? Just if I'm supposed to be a moneymaker, why am I not supposed to make money? Is a lot of the conversations I've had prior to potential sponsorships. Like, if you're supposed to be making money for something else, why aren't you making money? And that's something I've said over and over, is like, yes, I can make even more money for this program, and your business will look fabulous.
Yeah.
Because we'll tell people about it if you help pay for this. So that's been one thing that we've been working on for years. And it's slowly started to change. The Colorado Office of Film and Television, shout out to Ariel, shout out to our brand new film commissioner, Lauren. They're just fantastic people. They've really helped elevate a lot of our presence in the state of Colorado. They've put us into rooms with much bigger film festivals, and when they learn what we do, we get a lot of street cred, because they can't fathom having to do it without the money or without the know-how to just build it from scratch, because they're long-standing. So we're very happy for that. And that's one of our big challenges, is that every year we have to be a little bigger and a little better, and we have to figure out how to do it without greasing the skids too much. So we've gotten very creative about how we market, platform things, and One of the best parts about it is that I have 100 artists at my disposal. So I always pick one of them and they build a poster. My business, Film Hound, actually commissioned a piece this year. I actually have one. It's this year's poster for the film festival. This was made by an artist named Abby Romer. She
Okay.
is a painter. She's in right now. She's taking what she calls a sabbatical in Sagwash, but she's in Castle Rock, and she made this poster called Movie Bear, all from scratch, all hand painted, and it's gorgeous. And you get the sense that when you come to our festival, you really see that all 100 of us are working on this.
Nice. That's beautiful.
Good. Thank you.
And how, with that, you've contributed to the growing art community. You've commissioned it this year. What other, touches has the Castle Rock art community put on the festival?
Well, we have lots of great things like live painting.
Okay.
Live painting. We have this year. We're gonna have something called the Blue Jean Painting Team.
All right.
Yeah, that's one of our Artist Alliance groups. They paint on denim, so you can bring your jeans April 11th, and they'll paint on them. They'll make it look really cool and pretty. We also have what's really special is that we also can make our theater spaces into galleries. So
Okay.
if you want to see what artists in Castle Rock are doing, you can see it on the walls before the showing and afterwards, because they have we're just plastering all their art onto the walls right then and there, and you can see a lot of the work that's going around in town and in the other venues that we have in Castle Rock.
Okay. And what does success look like for the Castle Rock Film Festival, for yourself, for Film Hound, in the next 5 years? Because we're at an inflection point of pre Sundance, post Sundance, and once the light gets shined on you.
Well, I think that Sundance is in January, and I've already seen a lot of different festivals, including Boulder, move from January onto my weekend. I call it my weekend, but it's enough to share, and that's it's the thing I think most people don't realize is that our state is big enough to share.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't like this like anti-Sundance kind of chat that I've heard from a lot of people, particularly other festival organizers who think it's going to suck all the air out of the room.
Yeah.
I think what they need to realize is that this is going to put a spotlight on us year round.
Oh yeah.
And then April. Oh, go ahead, please.
I was going to say, the only problem I have with having it on April 9th or the 11th is it's 3 of them, and I have to cover between Fort Collins and Castle Rock. That's just me, man. Like, I'm just trying to, what can I do here? Okay, I can do, and give everybody a time, because like you're about to say before I cut you off was, it's going to be on us year round. And if we can keep that like this, and we can figure that out for a cadence or something like.
Yeah, I honestly think that's the next step, is that we all need to build out better calendars and kind of try to make this more of a national scheme rather than like, well, this is here, so we can't do this. Because on April 9th for the 12th, we have Grand Mesa, we have Boulder, we have ourselves here in Castle Rock. I know about Overlook Film Festival. There's Panic Film Festival in Kansas City. Yeah, and then there's a smattering. Yeah, and that's just in our region.
How many? There's 3 though, right? There's just those 3. Or Grand Mesa. Where's Grand Mesa at?
Grand Mesa is in Cedar Edge. So that's near Aspen. This will be their second year.
Oh man!
And I'm a big supporter of them. I actually, me and my directing partner Jordan Spalding won Best Fantasy Film there last year, which was really exciting. I really love the program that they do. They just have the same weekend as us, so it's just like and then in Kansas City there's Panic, and then there's Overlook, which is in New Orleans, which is a giant festival. So we have a lot of like great filmmaking stuff that happens in the spring. and timing is no problem. Everyone can get into this film. We're all not going to pick the same films.
Yeah.
What we need to worry about is that making sure that we provide the options and opportunities for everyone to come. So most people won't be able to financially go to Sundance. That's just a fact. That's just a reality. You can come to Castle Rock Film Festival for as low as $1. Like we have something called the Dollar Baby. You can see a movie for $1. I really care about making sure anyone can go see a movie. This year, the Dollar Baby is called Kane Came Home. It's called. It'll play April 11th from 6 to 7:30.
Okay.
And yeah, and it's directed by a guy named Brett Glassberg, and it's just this weird, freaky film that was like, I knew I had to program it the moment I saw it, but I wanted to make sure that people could like get some buy-in to go see it because it's just a bit strange. So it's $1 to go see this movie. You can go see it now for $1. It'll be great.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
And what are your plans outside the movie to expand the programming, the panels, workshops? How do you see that going?
You know, I see more value in community. So you asked me a question about 5 minutes ago, and I refused to answer. What's my goal in 5 years?
Oh yeah,
my goal is to build community. My goal is to raise money for the Artists Alliance Veterans and First Responders Art Fund. My goal is to build an independent movie theater in Castle Rock eventually. That's my goal. I'm not going to put a timeline on that because it's going to take time and energy.
Yeah,
but
you gotta go talk to the
and
all that nonsense.
There'll be plenty of things I need to do, but starting from there, I think a best way to get people in the door is to have a mixer. So have some fun, chat with people. Workshops and panels are great. Talking about your movies over a drink, I think, is much better because you got to get people in the room first, and I want people to enjoy just each other's company and learn about it naturally and organically. Things that I love to do is when we have something really special about a film, if they can come and bring what's special about the film there, that's great. That's fantastic. This year, one of our documentaries is High Roller from Amy Bates Nelson, and it's about the guy who developed the adult high roller. It's like a little trike thing that you used to ride. But now that's like a sensation, like across the nation. Everyone has high rollers. He's coming to the festival, and we're gonna host races. We're gonna host a race with these high rollers. So anyone can jump on a high roller and test it out themselves, and they can race it around the park. And they're gonna see how cool the movie is before they get to see the movie, because they'll know what it's like to ride a high roller around town and feel like a kid again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. What would you love to see happen to Castle Rock art scene overall? Obviously grow, but is there areas that you think, maybe you said you had 112 artists in the Artist Alliance. What's that broken down by, industrial art, film art versus, fine art?
Well, there's a shocking amount of filmmakers, and there's painters, there's metal workers, woodworkers. We have a little smattering of everything. To me, what I would love to see is downtown in Castle Rock, a real and true gallery. I want to start small. Even if it's in a film center or if it's in an art center, I would love that. Just a cooperative that every art could sell their art on the walls. That's step one. Number two, we have this thing called Art Weekend. I think it's great. It's the most fabulous week of the year other than the film festival. It's in September. It's usually 2 weeks before my birthday, so I'm very excited. Woo.
Hey, there you go.
There you go.
Birthday month.
Yeah, and there's 400 artists, but it's just one weekend. And I honestly think we could expand that into a week. With the town's help, we could expand that into a week of different things that could promote art here in Castle Rock, build more, what's the word? It's not, not venues. It's mediums, more mediums of art into what the Art Week does, as well as raise money for different nonprofits around town. Step 3, this is like my 20-year plan. I live here. I'm going to be here forever. I know that already. My wife likes living here. I do. So, I want to expand the idea of what seeing a movie, going to the movies, being in a small town or a big town and having an art experience is like. I want to build things like Shakespeare in the Park. I want to have like a theater week here in Castle Rock. I want to have a week-long film festival. I want to have an independent film theater. I want to have everything. And my goal is to every year build a little bit more towards that goal until we have a building where we can do all of it. And more importantly, we can make money doing it too. So we need to be able to have artists making careers out of this, because we're a big city that we call ourselves a town, but we're really a city. And we're big enough that we can like realistically host these things. And people like it. People would go see it year round because they're starved for it. They don't get that here. They go to Denver or even Parker or Lone Tree for it. And here in Castle Rock, it's our time to do that. Yeah.
Oh, nice. And as a filmmaker, how does that influence you with the festival? And does that, what advice would you give filmmakers to entering the festival as a filmmaker?
My advice, first, you need to find what works at each and every festival. I make a lot of horror movies. I'm also expanding this year, and in the next 2 years, I'm going to be shooting a new feature, and it's going to be more of a romance. Never done that before, but I've noticed that you need to bob and ebb with the trends a little. Horror movies were doing awesome. There were so many horror film festivals. They all popped up all over the country. That bubble is starting to pop a little, and it's going to be a little smaller. That's okay. That's totally fine. There'll still be an audience for your movies everywhere. There just may not be as many places for you to do it at specific festivals. So you need to find the festivals that have shows specific to what you make. At Castle Rock, we have a comedy and drama festival. We have a horror show called The Midnight Club. We have a documentary and music video show. We have all those programs because every single kind of movie works here. But you need to find those places and see what they've programmed before. That's always step one. Okay. Number two, if you have it in your heart to make a comedy or a romance movie, and in the next like 2 or 3 years, you will get into so many festivals if you're funny or if there's like a nice love story, because there is a dearth of those. There's a dearth of those. I will get 100 slasher movies. I will get like 100 like very tough mob stories. I don't know what it was this year. It was all mob stories. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But I never get like a love story that's told really well. That is just like blows my socks off. This year I got a great one. It's called This Magical Moment in Cosmic History, and it's made by these two people from Fort Collins, Alex Killen, Charlie Hanna. They made it together. They are a couple, and they directed it together. And it's this love story about them throughout the ages. Incredible. Blew my heart away. It's also made me laugh. It's people need a laugh.
Yeah. In these trying times.
Yeah.
So you're kind of blending what you like with the horror. So when I was in Australia, there was called Trashorama Go-Go. And Trashorama Go-Go was a traveling trash film festival. So they went to these major cities with these trash films, played them, and a lot of it was because they're so concentrated with the people. Like Sydney, there'd be the Sydney art scene that'd show up. There'd be the Melbourne art scene, the Perth, all over. And in those cities, they'd show those, and they were, some were good and some were trash. So, like, I like how you're putting those movies in where they belong, as not just, okay, here's one movie and here's another. You kind of have the categories in there. Yeah. And so what should someone expect, being my first time to the Castle Rock Film Festival? What should I expect? What should I go see? What are you most excited to see? Or what are you most excited for the audience to see?
Well, I have the beautiful advantage of seeing everything already. I watch every single film that comes in. So the selections that we have are par none. This is a beautiful selection. But the shows I'm really excited for people to get a peek at this year, I think the Midnight Club is particularly special.
Okay.
It is probably the best we've had for this show. Number two, this is the first year we're showing feature films. So I
Okay.
have the advantage of showing Eugene O'Neill's The First Man, the very first adaptation of Eugene O'Neill's The First Man ever created. It was made by a guy in London named Hardeep. Hardeep is worked for the BBC, but this is his directorial debut. And
Oh,
who better to go to than the father of American theater, Eugene O'Neill? So
yeah.
this year we have The First Man. It's going to be our closing night film, but we have great films from a guy named Francis Tejeda out of Los Angeles. He made a crazy film called Quiet After Supper, and we have just a really great lineup for the comedy and drama hour. I would give you a plug for Rock the World, but at this time every year it's already sold out, and it's getting really close. So
Okay.
the Rock the World, the documentary music video show, for whatever reason, that's the perfect show. It just sells out first every year.
Okay.
So yeah,
Nice.
I don't hardly have to advertise for it. It just goes away so quick.
All right.
Yeah.
And so, are you batting 1,000% through the years, or have some shows not sold out?
I've had some real flops. We've had in year two, I had to really evaluate what we did to make the show successful. That's what led to the creation of the Midnight Club, which is a
Okay.
program that I honestly thought would flop before the show. I honestly was like, we have not sold enough tickets. This is not going to come back next year. And then out of the darkness came a load of teenagers.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, they just came out of nowhere, and they all wanted to go see all these horror movies. And I realized, wow, this is the first thing in Castle Rock that specifically catered to young people and what they're interested in, and what's specifically like is in the zeitgeist right now. And they love horror movies. They love sci-fi. They love the weird shit. So they came out in a drove for that one all of a sudden at the very last minute. That's not to say I'm going to leave anything to chance. I'm hoping that, there's the same things this year, but the Midnight Club's really a special one to me because I love horror movies too. So that one's the one I'm like, oh gosh, everyone should come to see that.
Okay. So, speaking of horror movies, Army of Darkness or Night of the Living Dead, you've got two up there. Which one? Or Dracula's up there as well. What is
And Ginger
your
Snaps.
top five?
What's my top five for horror?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my top five for horror, it starts with Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula. That is an immaculately handmade movie. Incredible part of like Coppola's career where he's coming back and he's like making something that he has to like really make work. Number two, it's right next to my French Dracula poster, Ginger Snaps. What's a better way to express the teenage girl than through werewolves? I think no way. And then in my Letterboxd top four, I also have Theater of Blood with Vincent Price. I am a fanatic for Vincent Price films. I love everything he's ever done. I love his work with William Castle, but his turn as a Shakespearean actor who gets snubbed and therefore goes on a spree of killing critics. Oh my God, phenomenal. I've even read the stage play, which I say is pretty good. And then obviously Night of the Living Dead is the greatest indie horror film of all time. George Romero is a hero in my heart.
Yes.
Him, Francis Ford Coppola, and like just a bevy of community leaders across the country are what like makes my heart and my soul. Instead of St. Peter, when I go to heaven, I really hope it's George Romero there, and he asks me what my scars were.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. And if there was a final one, I would say Urban Legend. I'd say I am one of those people that say it's an even better slasher movie than Scream.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'm all horror comedy. I could think Killer Clowns from Outer Space, that's the scariest movie I've ever seen. And then I watched it when I was 20 and not like 5, and like Oh, damn. I was it's a little too young to be watching this to be scared. Like, oh.
Yeah.
So we're getting towards the end of the show. Is there anything that you would like to speak about? Would you like to add to this conversation? You know, I tried to cover it just from snout to tail, as they say.
Snout to tail. You know, if you are really interested in what we do, you know, and but you can't come to the film festival, consider donating to the Castle Rock Artists Alliance Veterans and First Responders Art Fund. You know, what's special about it isn't just that we, you know, host classes for cops and firefighters and veterans and active duty service members, EMTs and paramedics. And it's not just that we have just recently expanded to do, you know, programs at Castle Rock Adventist Hospital where we're helping nurses and doctors too.
Nice.
What's special is that, you know, at the end of your class, we just give you a bunch of canvases and paint and stencils and everything. We say, go on forth and learn on your own lonesome. And, you know, there's no other art classes that I know of that are free that do that. You know, this program was developed by a guy named Paul Price, he's our executive chairman. He's actually a physician's assistant that worked in neurosurgery. And, you know, he noticed how well this program worked for people with PTSD and traumatic brain injuries, TBIs. So this is a program that really does work. It helps save lives, and we've had a lot of success in our community. So if anyone that can't come to the film festival and they're inspired, they should do that. Otherwise, come see a horror movie with me. Come see the Midnight Club. Come see The First Man. The comedy and drama hour is going to be really special. I really hope that everyone gets a chance to come to Castle Rock this year.
All right. Thank you, Hunter. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and I can't wait to see a horror movie with you, buddy.
All right, I'll see you there. Make sure to come on down to Castle Rock. See you at the movies.
Come on down. Go to Castle Rock. You can go to everywhere I'm going. Go.
Sweet.
All right. Let me